Hello, my name is Tom Zebberveld from Graphillion. At Graphillion we provide software that facilitates the use of graph databases, whether it's about managing your data in the graph or the building of applications on top of graph databases. Today I'm going to talk about the Pandora Papers. The Pandora Papers is a big piece of work by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, and recently they started to publish about it. They use Neo4j as their graph database, and Michael Hunger from Neo4j recently wrote a blog about it in which he explains what the dataset contains. He also put on a nice visualization of the data model that they use, and until now only a limited amount of data has been published, but there is a link to let's say a script that allows you to import the data that is currently available into a Neo4j store. So basically what I'm going to show you today is to use this script to create an additional store in Neo4j desktop. I'm going to import the data, I'm going to connect Graphillion to that data, and then we created for this demo a special app which is also available in the Graphillion app library that allows you to explore this data interactively. So let's get started. I have here my Neo4j desktop with a Neo4j, for instance. I use the enterprise version here, so I have multiple databases. I also have installed the APOC plugin, which is necessary for both the import script, but also for the app that we will be using. I'm going to create a database. Let's call it Pandora. So it's on. If I go here to the Neo4j browser, I will see here that my Pandora is up and running. And if I copy this script, I can run it over here. And it will show me that I have 325 nodes, so it's a really limited data set, but my database is up and running. I can start using the Neo4j browser to explore it. So the next step is to connect this Pandora database to Graphillion. I have Graphillion here. I'm going to log on, and I have here my stores. I have one application store, so that contains the Graphillion logic. I'm going to add another store, a store which is a Neo4j enterprise. I have my Neo4j password, and here I have to tell Graphillion that this is the Pandora store. I can test my connection, I can save it, and then apply settings. So now you can find in the default dashboard, you can find Pandora, and I can see that there is data in there. The next step is to install the Pandora Papers app from the Graphillion app library. The shortcut to the app library is here on the default dashboard. As you can see, there's no dashboard selector because this was a clean install of Graphillion and I only have a single dashboard. If I go to the app library, I can find the Pandora Papers app over here. It has a short explanation and a link to Michael Hunger's blog, also a list of the functions that we are using in this app. I can preview the logic before installing, and here you can see how the application logic is. As you can see, and as we always say, Graphillion's applications are graphs too. They consist, for instance, here I have a query with, here you can see the cipher statement, and when that query executes successfully, this trigger is fired and the data is displayed in a grid. So we also have other components here, for instance, a Y-files view function, which is based on Y-files for Y-files for HTML that we use for the visualization in this example. So we have many different functions. If you can really use this as an inspiration to build your own applications in Graphillion. Let's install this. Graphillion will refresh automatically, and then you can see here that dashboard selector has appeared because now we have a second dashboard. Okay, the first time that you start this app, it will prompt you with a selector for the application, for the store where you have your Pandora data. So this is our Pandora, and is save it. On the left you will find a number of shortcuts, one of which is a link to a short explanation of what you can do. Then there are some shortcuts to predefined queries. For instance, one of the queries that is also in Michael's blog, where he uses the example of Aliyev. You can visualize it like this in the Y-files component. You can also, some of the queries go to present the result in a list. So for instance, if you would have this one over here, Arzo Alieva, if you click once, it just displays the item, so you can add multiple to them. But if you would double click, it also expands immediately. What you can also do is you can just double click on the node, so that explores one level deep. But you can also use the expand function, so that then Graphillion displays a number of paths up to length 5, I think, and you can just choose one of the patterns and then explore using that pattern. What I can also do, if I selected 2 nodes, so for instance, if I select 2 nodes, then also the link find shortest path, and that activates a Neo4j shortest path function, and it displays the shortest path. Okay, this was about what I wanted to share with you today. I hope it inspires you to use graph technology and build graphy apps using Graphillion. Please reach out to us on graphillion.com, but also there are more videos and documentation available if you're interested. Thank you for watching.